Hello listeners and welcome along to the fourth episode of the Full Time Podcast. Contrary to popular belief, this will not be an Arsenal themed episode because there just wasn't enough to talk about for Arsenal for this episode. But we have got some other things planned in mind, such as the Team of the Year, got talks about the Spanish League and also the Premier League, as you all love. I'm joined today by Mr. Ginger Mourinho TV.
As always, I'm here guys for the Full Time Podcast. To be honest, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I've made 2 videos in 3 days and I just haven't prepared myself for this. But knowing my football knowledge, I'll probably, correct Ogen a lot and, get most of it right. So let's go.
I don't know, actually. I'm pretty confident this week. Because you haven't prepared. So, I've got the upper hand already. And I'm taller. So
How many subscribers do you have?
That's not the point. It's all about viewer retention, and it actually is
okay,
very consistently.
Your views got 28 in the last day?
My views are actually pretty consistent. I was looking through it there actually on my analytics there the other day, and it's 40 views per video, and then 5 likes each, which is actually pretty decent for consistency, considering I have 10 subscribers. But it's actually pretty decent. 10 subs is fine. Considering for only 3 weeks on YouTube and just to be doing podcasts, because people don't really listen to videos or watch videos that are mainly over 10 minutes long because they just don't have that attention span. No offense to anyone that listening. Actually, people who are listening probably have over that attention span. So
if you only counts 30 seconds, so they don't have to listen to it 30 seconds.
Well, I know, yeah, but if you were looking for money off YouTube, you have to get. It's not all about just you got a view. It's about how long the person watches it for. So that's the main thing, because you want viewers to be entertained by your content, not just click on it and then you baited them into 30 seconds and then off you go now. So, I don't know, are you doing that, Oren? Is that your frame of mind?
If that's what you think I'm doing, then yeah. It's your opinion. Everyone has their own opinion to videos and stuff like that. There's this one YouTuber who I think is an absolute moron. But,
We're going to mention names, no?
No.
Probably for the best, probably. But no, in all honesty, you do have some pretty good content. You do, keep your views interactive. And you do interact with them as well, by getting them to comment down below and everything, which is always a good thing as well. I think that increases viewers coming back to your videos because they're like, oh, did he answer my question this time or whatever. So, it's always...
I'm usually very good at answering people's comments below. Even if I don't answer them, I just might favourite them. Because I feel like, when you see a lot of my YouTube channel isn't that big, but you see a lot of the other comments and people are just commenting there and maybe a comment will mean a lot to people, so you just comment back, all you have to do is type a few letters.
Yeah, the one thing I find though is obviously it hasn't happened with me, but I find with a lot of YouTubers that they get asked the same question so many times that once they've answered it once and then they don't answer it to the other people, I think people get a bit annoyed that they haven't answered their question, so I think that just kind of leads to the YouTuber themselves not leaving comments anymore on it, which is kind of a bit annoying, and people kind of need to just get over that a bit. But yeah, you do obviously talk to your viewers a lot, which is great because that really gets it's kind of like a community then, because you've people interacting with each other all the time, which is kind of what you want on YouTube. It's really what gets you going and keeps you going. But anyways, let's get into the football for this week. First of all, it is January, so obviously we have the transfers. So I want to talk about a couple of things that happened, mainly with Premier League clubs. I have a few down. Obviously you don't have any because you didn't prepare. But I'm gonna just get a couple of transfers that I have seen, and we're gonna discuss them. So first one I've down is Dimitri Payet going to Liverpool.
Not going to happen. He said he's only going to go to Marseille, but he said he wants to return home to Marseille. I read something today, right, that if he was forced to play, he would fake an injury. He only wants to return to Marseille, which I think is very noble of Payet, even though he did kind of left them when they were struggling. But he wants to return home, and I think West Ham shouldn't, waste away on the bench with him, as in get money now from him. As in, Marseille have a lot of money now. They got a new owner in this year. And I think if West Ham want to get rid of him now instead of, having a player that's wasting away on your bench when you could sell him now in January and buy someone to improve your situation.
Yeah, there's 2 things I want to add to that. Is Sky Sports reported the other day that West Ham turned down a bid from Marseille for Dimitri Payet. So, and the way Slaven Bilic was going on about it, he said he doesn't want to sell him. But Payet's not going to play for you. As you said, what's the point in having him? I think Payet's a bit stupid that he's come out and said I don't want to play for West Ham. Obviously you might want to play for them, but in all honesty, it's his job. And he's being paid about 120 grand a week to play for this club.
if you're tired of a job, then you move on. That's kind of you look for a new job. As in, obviously most people in the world don't have the luxury and money to say, oh, I'm not working until you let me leave. But if that's the way he wants to go, you can't force him to play.
Yeah, but you're looking at it in the same... Say if you were taking someone who's working in an office, and if they don't want to work there, they're hardly just not going to do the work. They still need to get paid and that. so they're obviously going to have to keep doing the work until they can find a new job. But at the same time, he's been tied down to this 5-year contract now, which is in his own mind is probably his own fault that he tied down for such a long time considering his age. And he's actually I don't see he kind of takes it for granted that he's playing in the Premier League, even though he is a very good player. Like if that was any other player, I'd rather
play for Marseille than West Ham.
Well, yeah, obviously at the moment, but you're still
not at the moment. But every time, if I was a decent footballer, if I had any technical ability whatsoever, and if I was offered to go to play for Marseille or West Ham, I'd play for Marseille.
But still, the idea is that he's signed this new contract, which means that the club are going to be paying him wages.
I know, but contracts don't really mean anything in football anymore.
Well, yeah, they don't. But at the same time, at the moment, while he's still there and while he's refusing to play and go to training, he's still being paid money. So he should at least go to training, if anything, and should be at least available for selection, rather than making up statements like, "Oh, I might fake an injury." That's really childish, in my opinion. That's like the equivalent of somebody saying "Oh, you have to play this weekend," and you just saying "Oh no, I have a bit of a niggle in my knee" or something that would be fine. But this guy's actually getting paid so much money. I think he's their highest earning player at the club. So if you're not playing and the rest of the players are getting to work, it's bad for the club in some sense, and it's also looking bad on you. And I don't think a lot of clubs, well, obviously Marseille want it back, but any other clubs would be looking at that and thinking, do I want someone like that in my club when the bad times hit, that they're just not going to perform and they're just going to want to leave straight away? But anyways, I don't think it's going to go. The Liverpool one's a bit stupid. I don't think many Liverpool fans would really want him, to be perfectly honest, because they've got so many attacking players at the moment, especially central attacking midfield players got Adam and Lallana, who's been phenomenal this season for them.
If I was being a Chelsea fan, I just want him there to kind of piss off West Ham fans.
Yeah, obviously for Chelsea, but Liverpool is just not going to make much of a difference. Because Payet is going to be one of those players who's going to want to play games, and I don't think even at that Liverpool side at the moment, he's definitely not going to get a game in. Moving on to the next one, which actually is related to Chelsea, is Llorente to Chelsea. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if you know, but last night reports came out about Diego Costa. Do you know about this?
Yeah, but I also saw as well, I heard when he said he was going to China, he also put up on Instagram straight after come on Chelsea, with a picture of him and Pedro celebrating. So I don't know, you can say that some players have done that before and then just left straight away, but I just don't see Costa leaving now.
There's been loads of reports, right? I've been searching throughout social media, right? I mentioned this on my latest Chelsea Chat episode 4, which is out now. Well, probably out yesterday, since this is going online tomorrow.
Yeah,
probably.
It's up on Sunday.
Yeah, so it's about a waste of your time, but you can still watch it and listen to me talk about Diego Costa. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. Loads of reports. Okay, what I've seen about Costa: training ground bust up, back injury, offer from Zhang Zhen. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. If any Chinese people are watching, I'm sorry. Then 3 offers I've heard: 30 million, 50 million, 85 million. If Chelsea were to be offered 85 million for Costa, who's 28, 27, I'd take it. Get 85 million for Diego Costa.
I wouldn't take it now though. Not now while we're top of the table and he's our main player.
Yeah, but you could get in someone like Morata for that.
Yeah, but Morata isn't a proven Premier League striker. You don't know how he might flop and then we might end up losing the league.
I don't know, but see, I know, but Costa again wants to go to China. Let him go to China.
But he hasn't really come out and said a statement that he wants to leave for China. And
yeah, but he's not in the squad today. He's not even travelled. That shows you something.
He's not in the squad because I presume Conte took him out because he was having a bit of an attitude problem with him, and that's probably the main reason for taking him out. As I said, I watched your episode, and as I said in Leicester as well, maybe he just took him out because he didn't feel he needed him there. Leicester.
No, come on.
What?
You really think that?
Leicester are without Slimani and Mahrez. I think their main threat at the moment is probably Vardy and Musa.
Still, that doesn't Costa played against Bournemouth and Stoke, and he didn't play against Bournemouth because he was back against Stoke. But did we really need him?
But not really.
But there you go. So why would you drop your best player?
But why would you if at the same time if he's having a back injury, you probably, and the way he's being handled at the moment, you don't want him to get a further injury.
But exactly, there's been so many rumours going around, and I've only seen that back injury appear once, and then I've seen all the rest about China appearing a couple of times. See, and there was a whole article in the Daily Mirror about the bust up. I love the online version anyway.
Yeah, the way I see it now is I can't see him leaving in January when we're at the top of the table. Maybe in the summer I could see maybe Chinese will come in. I'd be more than happy to sell him in the summer because at least then it gives us some time to bring in another player.
How much though?
I wouldn't accept anything under 60 million. That'd be the price I'd be going for, especially from a Chinese club. Possibly you could probably get it free for more considering they paid 50 million for Oscar.
It was 60 million for Oscar.
60 million for Oscar, I don't know. I told you this before. I don't know how they decide the payments that they're coming out with. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I think you said before. Like they probably just spin a wheel.
It's like the
and
wheel
whatever,
of fortune.
yeah,
It honestly
and whatever
is.
it lands on, they just pay. So 50 million. We're gonna pay 50 million for Huey Douglas.
It's like, do you remember? Have you ever seen the show Deal or No Deal?
Yeah.
It's like they pick the boxes and there's like, without the money in it, it's just like players' names, and they just like open up one box and it's like, could this be a good one? Could this be a bad one? And it just comes up with some random player. I don't know. Let's say, let's take for example, Mikel, and they just like stick him in.
Mikel's on China as well.
Exactly, he is, and then they just like open up another box which is on the side. It's like, ooh, and like the lowest amount that they'll pay is 50 million, and then like it just goes up from there, and it's like, do we want to break a world record fee today? Why not? And then they just open it up, and there it is, 100 million. But no, I don't see him going I don't see him going in January, especially when he's after like tweeting out and putting up on Instagram like, "Come on, Chelsea!" Like it shows he obviously still cares about the club in some way. In some ways, I don't get why a lot of
but a lot of players would have.
Yeah, but a lot of players have, but they haven't been in the same position Chelsea have been at the moment, where they're top of the league.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot of players have pure men, which means they'll do the tweeting for them. So this could be the pure men telling cool things down.
Yeah, but obviously at the same time, if Costa was in that post up and he didn't want to show anything, he wouldn't tell his PR men to put that out, like, because then that's going to make him look worse.
The PR men might not do this. Costa doesn't tell his PR men what to do. The PR men will do what's best, what they think is best for the player, and maybe that's what he thought was best for the player. So maybe it isn't Costa that's posting, maybe it's the PR man just kind of settle things down a bit.
Yeah, at the same time though. But if you're saying that that's going to settle things down, obviously that's going to cause more controversy, because then people are going to be like, is he staying? Is he going? So that's going to give it even more. If we just knew like, oh yeah, he wants to leave, that's it, done and dusted. But if we just like, it's kind of leaving people in the balance. Some Chelsea fans are really angry at Costa. Some people are really like, trying to support Costa. And it just splits the fans in that sort of sense. So I wouldn't see why a PR person would do that. At the same time though, yeah, as I said, I couldn't see him going now, maybe in the summer. Going back to Llorente though, how do you think that might fare out? Did you see him coming?
I would have said about 18 hours ago. I said the deal's nearly done. Now with Costa possibly leaving, no, I have no idea what's going on. That's all I can say. Because if Costa's going to leave, then we obviously want Michy Batshuayi to stay, which means Batshuayi will not be going on loan to Swansea or West Ham, and which means Llorente probably will not be coming in.
Yeah, a lot of the reports I've been seeing about that bid though have been that like it was a permanent deal that they were giving Batshuayi on, and I was thinking to myself like, that'd be such bad business from Chelsea to do that.
No, it was a loan deal.
Yeah, but a few of the other papers were reporting as well, saying that like I know
I guarantee it was the son that was born in.
No, honestly, but I don't know if you listen to the podcast Football Weekly, which is with it's with like Paolo Baldini. He's like a Italian like sports correspondent. And they have a couple of other people there as well. James Horcast is on it, who does the Champions League previews and all that. He was on, and they were talking about that it might be a permanent deal that'd be going, and I just couldn't see it going, like, because you're looking at bringing in a player who's 32, 33 years old and getting rid of a player you signed for 45 million euros during the summer. It just makes no sense, like, logically at all. And like, there's no way that we'd ship him out so early, considering he hasn't got the experience really in the Premier League. And you can say all you want about like how he hasn't been that good in the Premier League so far. He's still been scoring an odd goal here and there, which is better than most. Like, it took Didier Drogba a while to settle in at Chelsea, and he came from League One as well. So obviously it just seems to be a recurring theme that these
League One, we mean the French League, just in case anyone was getting confused with the English League One and the French League.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone ever presumed that Michy Batshuayi was playing for Crawley Town.
I know, but Crawley Town League 2, but go
whichever. On. But yeah, maybe I can't see it happening now. I'd rather keep hold of Michy Batshuayi now, because he is starting to develop a bit more. He's starting to score goals. Although if it was a loan deal, maybe I would take Llorente, but I just don't feel as confident having Llorente in the side rather than Michy Batshuayi on an off day. I'd rather maybe put Batshuayi out on loan and bring back someone like Bertrand Traore or something from loan, or even Tammy Abraham. He's been playing brilliantly for Bristol at the moment. So yeah, we could see how. I don't know. I don't really think Chelsea do too much transfer business. Maybe a new midfielder or something like that, but that's all I could really see coming in. The next one we talked about, Costa going to China. Dele Alli has been linked with Real Madrid.
Not going to happen.
No,
let's nip that in the bud. Tottenham aren't going to sell him.
Well, that's what they said about Gareth Bale and Luka Modric, and look where they are now, Real Madrid. But it won't happen now.
Tottenham aren't a selling club anymore, to be fair to them.
It won't happen now, though, even if it was to go through, because obviously Real Madrid have their transfer ban at the moment. They're not back until the summer, and even then, they'd have to offer some obscene money to get rid of. It'd have to be in the 90 million. It'd have to be the new record fee if they're going to sign Dele Alli. And as you said last week, he's on good form at the moment. He's been playing quite well, but we'll have to see whether that form is going to be temporary or whether he is actually starting to be a much better player. I think a lot of things have been thrown around that Kane has been playing a lot deeper, which, well, what are you pointing at me for? Alright, okay. But no, there has been a lot of things saying that, like, you know, the tactics that they're playing now really favours Dele Alli's, like, striking ability because, you know, Kane kind of drops back a bit more and Ali heads further up the pitch. And we also saw that against Chelsea with the 2 headers, which, you know, arguably should have been dealt with, but we won't get into that at the moment.
Thank you.
The next one I have is Rakitic to City, who has obviously come out and said, you know, they're not selling him until the end of the season.
Rakitic wouldn't go to City anyway.
They wouldn't need him, I don't think, either. They've got
City need everyone. City are shite at the moment. Guardiola has crap. I love Pep Guardiola as much as the next coaching youngster fanatic. But Guardiola, you could see after that Burnley game, he had crap. Guardiola's never been in this position in his goddamn life. Every year, Guardiola finishes top. And now he's finally finished. Is in 4th. This is a whole new territory to Guardiola. Any other manager in the world, this would be good for. For Guardiola, this is terrible. He's cracking under the pressure. And he's starting to get nervous. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's trying to bring in players that he just knows he won't get.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I don't think their problem is in midfield. I think it's more the defence. Otamendi's been pretty poor. John Stones hasn't been great since signing. Claudio Bravo certainly hasn't been anything like amazing either. But Rakitic, they just don't need him, to be fair. They've got Gundogan, who is out at the moment, but it's just like, why would you bring in Rakitic? Like, as soon as Gundogan comes back, what happens to him? You've got the likes of Yaya Toure, who has started playing well again for City, and you've also got, you know, Fernandinho, who's a very good player, and you've also got Fernando, who everyone seems to forget about because, you know, just nobody really cares about Fernando, let's be fair. The defence definitely needs to be sorted out. I don't know if it's just Guardiola isn't really teaching them defending there, because, like, I don't think Guardiola's ever had to worry about defending because the leagues he's been in before. Defending hasn't been too much of an issue. The Premier League obviously is a lot more. But yeah, that one's not going to go through. Even in the summer, I don't see it happening either. Next one that looks very likely, not now, but probably in the summer, is Virgil van Dijk to either Manchester City or Liverpool. Probably more probably more Man City because the buyout clause is about 50 million.
He'll still go to Liverpool.
Do you think? I don't think Liverpool are willing to fork out 50 million for him though. I just don't see it.
All the Southampton players go to Liverpool.
Well, all the Southampton players go to Liverpool, yeah, but I know Jurgen Klopp isn't in the mood for, you know, signing players that are mad expensive. Jurgen Klopp's philosophy has always been to sign players for like really sort of like dirt cheap as compared to what they would turn out to be, because he has brought in, I think when he's at Dortmund, I think his entire squad nearly cost about, when he bought them at their youth age, was about 20 million.
So I think he paid 4.5 million for like Lewandowski. Yeah,
so you can see that like that's probably not his philosophy, and I wouldn't see him forking out 50 million. You could say he did fork out 30 million on Mane, but obviously that was a critical position that they needed.
Yeah.
Centre back at the moment, although they are having some defensive trouble, I think they could easily bring in a younger centre back. Joe Gomez is back at the moment, who's a phenomenal centre back if he gets his game time.
He's not left back.
Well, he can play centre back at most. He played centre back when he was at Charlton. He was very good there. Left back as well, so that shows he's a very versatile player. Much like Nathan Ake, who's nearly enough the same as Joe Gomez. Maybe he's probably a bit better because he's had the more game time. But apart from that, I don't think they really need to bring in. They've got the likes of John Flanagan, who I think is he out on loan at the moment?
No, he's gone permanently to Burnley.
He's going permanently to Burnley. Okay, so they don't have John Flanagan. Okay, fair enough. But they do have some very good young players who are coming up. Alexander, who was a good right back for them when he played in the couple of games that they had him for. Him and Woodburn as well. I don't know. I'm not too keen on Woodburn as opposed to Alexander. I think Alexander's better, but anyone can, you know, it's your opinion, whatever you do. Here's a permanent transfer that's actually gone through, though. It was Schneiderlin to Everton. What do you make of that? Good
signing for Everton. He played under Ronald Koeman before, and I've always liked Schneiderlin. But I think Schneiderlin needs to just I'm trying to think of the word. Game time. No, I see game time's the only word I can think of. But I was thinking of we're trying to think of a better word. But I think once he gets that game time under Ronald Koeman, he'll come back to his form under Southampton and his form last season under Louis van Gaal. Because I thought he played quite well last season for Man United. I also thought he done well. As in when he comes on, he's always done well. I never thought he was a good player. When he started to play for Man United, I always just thought he played well.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break for a second because Oren has signalled to me that he wants a drink. Couldn't have asked before we started, but no, 20 minutes in. Don't worry, this won't be anything for you. I'll just cut this out. Okay, so we're back now, thanks to Oren, just kind of hesitantly, stopping the podcast.
Sorry, I'm not feeling too well.
Oh, yeah, poor Oren. He's not feeling too well because, those Costa rumours are making him sick. But don't worry, he'll be back once those are, thrown out the window. But anyways, moving back to when we were at the Sneijden discussion, actually there was a thing that came out, it was top 5 players that Man United have sold. Morris Sneijden is actually the 5th most expensive player that Man United have let go. 25.
That's an interesting one. Top 5 players Manchester United have sold.
Yeah, Ronaldo's number 1, Beckham was 4th, and Sneijden's 5th. I can't remember who else was in there.
As in top players or top expensive players, like?
Top players that they sold for the most amount of money.
Alright, I thought we just gone for top players.
Yeah. But after that, anyways, yeah, Everton kind of, I think, needed that sort of defensive midfielder. James McCarthy's been linked with a couple of other clubs as well.
Villa, Watford.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't go to Villa. Please don't. Please, I beg you.
He hates Villa.
Just don't.
We should do an episode on like what clubs do you hate one day.
No, because then that'll be like 5 hours of me just talking about Villa. I'm just not. I don't hate Villa. I just hate their players. Some of their players are so arrogant. Like considering, actually, that's an interesting thing I want to bring up. Actually, they have the 20th biggest wage bill in the world.
Villa?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're 12th in the championship. 12th. Who takes up most of that wage? Probably Jody and Lescott.
Oh, he's not there anymore.
He still probably takes it up. It's probably a bongo whore. Probably just some players that are just, not doing anything. Anyways, okay, moving away from Villa. Sorry, we don't need to talk about them. Moving away from Everton as well. Actually, no, we're not. We're staying with them. There's a rumour that Memphis Depay might join Everton. What do you think of that?
I think it'd be a great move for him.
It would be a great move. I also saw Mourinho coming out though and saying that he thought Depay was a great player and that he sad he wasn't giving him enough game time. Maybe he probably still would move.
Sad he's not giving him game time. He's so sad. Then why does Mourinho play him?
He says he wants to give him more game time. This was, I think, about a week ago he said this.
About a week ago.
He's still really not up on the trends, are you, Warren? That's
no.
like, what, a year ago now?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Okay, here, let's just get right this.
I'm sorry, I'm just way behind the times, like.
Yeah, considering you just did a dab there as well.
Yeah, shut up, the dab's like my life.
But yeah, I could see Memphis Depay going on a loan deal, probably. Could see that happen maybe for a year or two. It could be something like that. Something else I want to mention, which is really important that we get this out of the way now, because, Paul Pogba has become the first ever player to have his own emoji on Twitter.
I know! I saw it last night!
To see some of the other ones though, they were like, no, it was Fabian Delph, which is just a picture of a snake.
Snake, yeah.
Those were, yeah. Why have they given it to Pogba? It's not even something relatable, it's just his face, it's just a side profile.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. If they had him dabbing or something, it'd be like...
I'd use that all the time.
Of course you would, wouldn't you? But anyways, that's the transfers done for this part of the episode. Anyways, we're going to move on now. During the week, there was the team of the week, team of the year, which did include, let's just be basically honest, it was the La Liga team of the season.
Except for Neuer and Dani Alves.
Yeah, well, basically, Dani Alves only got it because he played for Barcelona last year, let's be perfectly honest.
No, he didn't. He played for Juve last year.
No.
Oh yeah, Barcelona. Yeah, sorry.
I'm in the league with them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the year before.
Or I think he was going to correct me, and here I am destroying him.
1-0.
It's what you get when you don't, prepare for the podcast. But anyways, no, team of the year came out. If you haven't seen it, it's Neuer in goal. Basically, Marcelo and Dani Alves at the fullbacks. PK somehow managed to get into that team, regardless of how bad he is.
You don't like PK?
No, he's just I don't mind PK. Just there's so many better centre backs that should have made in that team. They're like Godin, Chiellini, Koscielny. I'd even put in ahead of Gerard Piqué.
If you keep coming out with super statements like that, I will never come back in the podcast.
Koscielny is by far a better defender than Gerard Piqué. The only reason Piqué got in there is because he won the La Liga with Barcelona, which basically was just because Messi, Suarez, and Neymar scored a crap ton of goals. Which actually they have hit the milestone of 300 goals now between all three of them. But yeah, there's much better defenders. If you look at it, like Boateng didn't make it into that team of the year. Hummels didn't make it into that team of the year.
Hummels is...
Yeah, but still, he's a quality defender and he's definitely better than Gerard Piqué. Then the midfield, there was Toni Kroos. How he got in there, like he's been fine. Not team of the year quality. I'd rather have N'Golo Kante in there because literally last year in his Premier League history, he's only ever lost to 3 teams: Spurs, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And how has he not made it into that team is ridiculous. Iniesta, he's a good player, but not team of the year worthy in my opinion. Didn't play well enough last year. You know Sergio Ramos.
But you don't notice Iniesta as much as, say, you would Neymar, Messi and Suarez.
I know, but just in terms of the other reasons that he was... Like, what reasons can you have for him being in the team of the year?
Oh, it's Andres Iniesta. What reasons do you need?
I know, but there was so many better players last season that could have easily put in that midfield role. You could have had the likes of... Let me think. There's probably central midfielders that just aren't coming to my head right now. But there's definitely better players that could have gone in there. The only one I could really argue for that deserved to be in there was Luka Modric, which, yeah, he obviously got in, so that was probably the only midfielder I would actually keep. Up front, you have, obviously, the three main ones that should have been picked, although it makes no sense why FIFA picked them, because how can you have your three best players in the world be Messi, Ronaldo and Griezmann, and then somehow Griezmann doesn't make it into the team of the year? It's so stupid. I think they just must have got a crap ton of backlash that Suarez wasn't in it, and it's like, oh God, we better make up for this, put Suarez in. Deservedly so. It would have been a bit of a joke if he wasn't in it this year, considering how well he played. The most assists in the league last year.
So good.
And the most assists and goals in the league.
So glad Liverpool saw them.
Yeah, obviously. Who isn't? I love when Liverpool fans are like, he'll be coming back to us someday. I was like, no, I'd probably go to Ajax. Wait for that. But yeah, a lot of players that just shouldn't have been in that team. The only ones who I felt Buffon should have been in it ahead of Neuer, to be perfectly honest.
No.
Well, you could either argue Keylor Navas as well, considering how well he was last year. Neuer was good, he won the Bundesliga, but then again, Bayern always win the Bundesliga, so there's no real difference between that. Players who play quite well, David De Gea.
Yeah.
Put him in as well. It's just, there's so many players. The Premier League has been overlooked for the team of the year. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you're going on, like, obviously the attackers, you're always going to have Messi, Ronaldo, and then Suarez obviously deserves to be in this year. But if you're looking at midfield, Premier League is some of the best midfielders in the world play with them. You could have, if you wanted, ahead of Iniesta, you probably could have put Kevin De Bruyne. Like, he was very good last year. Much better than Iniesta. Well, not much better, but Iniesta, I just don't...
Iniesta's more as a midfielder, De Bruyne's more of an attacking midfield.
Well, I know, yeah, obviously, but at the same time, I just don't feel... There's midfielders out there who are a lot better than Iniesta last season, in my opinion. I just feel that Iniesta and Kroos shouldn't be... Kroos I don't get.
He was injured a lot as well.
Yeah, he was injured. How was he made the team of the year? It's just so based on popularity of players.
It's not all based on popularity of players. Some of it is, some of it is.
The majority of it is. Like
Suarez, Messi, Neuer, Ronaldo, Dani Alves, Marcelo, Piqué, who was the other centre back?
Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, Sergio Ramos. Then Luka Modric, and Iniesta, I think all should have definitely been there. Toni Kroos, probably, I don't know what.
You think Piqué should have been there? Dani Alves shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
You're looking
at
at...
A dominant Barcelona team from last year.
Yeah, but right backs, Philip Lahm. Like, he's definitely better than Dani Alves.
He is in some areas. I think Dani Alves is an overall better player, but Philip Lahm would be better at defending.
Yeah, I don't know how some more Leicester players didn't get put into the mix. Like, Kante, like, there's no argument about it. He definitely should have been there.
Yeah, Kante.
Best midfielder in the world last year.
Kante instead of Toni Kroos, definitely, but like...
Yeah. Obviously, we talked about Ronaldo and the Ballon d'Or before, which was just... It wasn't like... that is basically a popularity contest, let's be fair.
Ballon d'Or?
Yeah. It's like, there's no way... Like, people just see, like, who's the best advertised? Let's give them the award. Because I think Jimmy Conrad said before that, like, when he would, like, fill out his form for, like, FIFA to, like, vote for his player, that he wouldn't, like, they just fill it out nearly, like, straight away because they don't really care about it too much. And it'd just be like, who comes first to mind when you think of football? Messi and Ronaldo. So obviously they're either going to vote for one, and the majority of people pick Ronaldo because they all think, oh, he's a great athlete, he's worked his way up from the top. It's like, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about how good the player was last year. And Ronaldo clearly wasn't on the same par as Messi, or even Suarez last year. Suarez was a lot better. The only reason...
But like I said to you in one of the previous podcasts, probably the reason why Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or is because he won the Champions League, he won the Euros, he won the European Super Cup as well.
Yeah, no, but the only reason...
And the Club World Cup.
The reason, though, that he won that is because of, like, people are thinking about that, and they're thinking of, like, the favouritism for Ronaldo. If you look at it, if Atletico Madrid had won the Champions League...
By stats,
Messi
would have won the league. But like you're about to say there, yeah, if Atletico Madrid won the Champions League, if Atletico Madrid won the Champions League, if France won the Euros, and if, say, Atletico Madrid had won that UEFA Super Cup, right, and their Club World Cup, just put this on all of this perspective, would Griezmann would have won the Ballon d'Or?
No, it's just...
Messi would have won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, it's the way it goes, and I just don't know, it's really just between Messi and Ronaldo every year. Like, I remember when they had Neuer in it that one year, and I was like, Neuer probably deserves it.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah. I thought Neuer deserved it that and he didn't get it.
Goalkeepers get overlooked. Like, I think the only way a goalkeeper again is ever going to win the Ballon d'Or is if he concedes no goal in an entire year, which is ridiculous because that's never going to happen.
Imagine if a goalkeeper went a whole year
without conceding a goal. And then he probably still wouldn't win the Ballon d'Or with that. Actually, if I think about it, the way it goes is Messi and Ronaldo are two of the best players in the world, right? But when Neuer was in that, he should have easily won that because he had redefined an entire position on the pitch, not alone. And he won the Bundesliga. Did they get to the Champions League final?
That year, I think they did. Yeah, no, I think they won the Champions League the year he was nominated for the Ballon d'Or. I'm pretty sure they won the Champions League.
And they won the World Cup.
No, it was the year Germany won the World Cup. But that was the year with the Ballon d'Or. Bayern had won the Champions League in 2013, and Germany had won the World Cup in 2014. So it's the year like they just won the World Cup, the Bundesliga, the DFB Cup, and the German Super Cup, and the European Super Cup, and the Club World Cup in that year.
Yeah, so you're looking, how is he not won that year? I don't really care too much about the Ballon d'Or anymore. It kind of just comes up like I completely didn't even know the Ballon d'Or was on until it was announced.
Oh, I did. I was in the hospital at the time. I think I was in at the time, and like I was gonna watch. I was meant to watch it, but then like I got out for a couple of hours, and like when you're in hospital, you just get out of the hours. And when I came back, I was just like, yeah, I wanted Messi or Griezmann to win it because even though I can never get the image of Griezmann doing his little...
Oh, yeah, the dance.
Yeah, after this score against Ireland, I still expected him or Messi to win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. But then when Ronaldo won it, I kind of looked back over him like, doesn't really surprise me because he won the Euros and the Champions League.
It's really predictable, the Ballon d'Or. You can always tell who's going to win it every year based on the stuff they've won. It's never based on how good they've been.
Let's look at the Champions League this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Champions League and what comes up in the summer, Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
So, if Portugal managed to win the Confederations Cup, let's say this year, like I'm going to start this again. This year, Messi gets more assists, more goals than Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
More everything, works harder for the team, and gets less injuries. If Ronaldo ends up winning La Liga with that Real Madrid, who are on their unbelievable 40-game unbeaten run at the moment,
mm-hmm.
he ends up, say, winning the Confederations Cup. He'll probably win it.
Yeah, it's just that's based off team performances and the way FIFA should be doing it. And I probably sound really stupid saying this because like I don't dictate what FIFA does, but that's the way they should be doing it. And I think a lot of people would agree with me that it's based off how good the player is in the year. If you're looking at how good a player was in the year, Suarez should have been in that top 3, no doubt, possibly even Neymar. But it's just the way they look at it is just based. It's a real popularity contest, Ballon d'Or, and I don't like it. And people, when they come to it in the end, they're just like thinking like, oh, how many trophies has this guy won? Not how well has he played. Ronaldo, in the majority of the time, doesn't turn up in the big games. I don't think... When I went to see Real Madrid play, I saw him play... He showed off his Ballon d'Or, all well and good. Everyone thought, oh, he's amazing. Played against Granada. He scored 1 goal, and he just did nothing else. That was about it. He was just gone for... I think they actually play better without Ronaldo. I am not joking. When I saw them play against Sevilla, they were a formidable team. There was no way... They didn't play Bale, Benzema, or Ronaldo. They played a completely different front three. They had Morata in the centre.
You have to look at it like this. All these players are out to impress as well.
They're out to impress as well. But at the same time, Ronaldo should be no different. Like, I think he's gotten to the stage where he feels he's better than the club. And in some ways, because Ronaldo kind of thinks like, I don't really need to worry too much. I'm going to be in this team at the week. If I score a goal, fine, they'll keep me in. But the way he should be doing it, he should be still trying to get better and better and better and be helping the team at more. You see him strop on the pitch every time he doesn't get the ball. And it's either... I think the players have that extra pressure when Ronaldo's in the team. Because if the player goes to shoot, if they don't score, Ronaldo's going to give them absolute crap. Which is so stupid. The amount of times Ronaldo misses in a game, when I saw him, he had about 10 chances, he missed 9 out of 10 of those. No joke. He missed 9 out of 10 of those. Some of them were clear-cut chances as well, and Ronaldo somehow managed to miss them. Then when he misses a goal, he falls down on the ground, sits there for about 5 minutes, and then he just gets up and walks back. And it's just, that's not the attitude you want from your supposed star player in the team. Players like Benzema, they put in their shift. He's not that great, in my opinion, Benzema. I believe Morata's probably better. But yeah, they obviously put in their shift, and Bale does well. I didn't get to see Bale play, but in the games I have seen Bale play, he's been really good. He runs his legs off every game basically. You get like a fine example of that is remember his Copa del Rey final goal. Like he just goes the extra limit. Like if that was Ronaldo, I would have seen. If that was in the same position, I wouldn't be surprised if Ronaldo fell over and took the free kick. I honestly wouldn't be surprised, and he'd probably roll around the ground for a bit and then argue for a red card and then wink at the camera. But no, in all honesty, people are gonna be screaming at me, but I just do think Real Madrid play better without Ronaldo. There's no sort of pressure on them to perform extremely well. Because when Ronaldo's in that team, there's an extra pressure on them. If they don't have Ronaldo, they're like, okay, this team might lose it because, you know, they don't have Ronaldo. And that's a lot of the people who don't watch a lot of football get that. They're most important players in that team when I saw them, and I said this yesterday, Marcelo and Casemiro. I think the midfielder is the most vital part of a team. Kante is obviously Chelsea's most important player, in my opinion. And if you argue without Kante, you can say Matic. Those two players, just you can have all the creative players you want, but if you don't have someone who does the dirty work and gets the ball back, it's useless. It's absolutely useless. Their centre-backs are very good. Ramos didn't play when I was there. Nacho Fernandez is a well-capable centre-back, and he gets overlooked because Ramos is so much better. But, I don't know, Varane is extremely well as well. Their entire team, in general, is very well-rounded. Keylor Navas is an outstanding goalkeeper. It gets overlooked because, you know, there's not a lot of shots shot on him. But, in all honesty, that team definitely deserves to be where they are at the moment. Barcelona, people are saying, oh, Barcelona are the best team in the world. They've got MSN. They've no defense. They have no sort of depth in their squad either. Denis Suarez is about their best player on the bench, and he's not even that amazing.
I like Denis Suarez. I have to admit, I don't think, to be honest, it's really hard to get into that Barcelona 11 because it's like the top 11 in the world. I always say this, right? Barcelona are the best 11 in the world, but Bayern Munich have the best squad. But now you're looking at this Real Madrid team, and it's like now bang, it's a whole different, you know, thing. They've gone 40 games unbeaten. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. The thing is, when I saw them out there as well, they're so able to just rotate players easily. Because first game I went to see them play, their midfield consists of Casemiro plays every game because he's their most vital player. Then Luka Modric and Toni Kroos kind of rotate with each other. Then you have James Rodriguez, Isco, and Marcus Asensio who kind of rotate with each other as well. They all play extremely well. The most goals I saw in the two games, I went to see 2 games. They scored 8 goals and conceded none. Okay. Their midfield scored the majority of the goals. 2 came from James Rodriguez and 2 came from Isco. And then even when Isco got on 2, they just subbed him off. Like, they just didn't care. They just wanted to keep him fit. They brought in Asensio, who's a very good player as well. He scored against I think Sevilla there in their last game as well. I'm almost certain. But yeah, their team is just so it's kind of very similar to the way, if you're comparing it to a Premier League club, the way Klopp plays with total football. Anyone could just come in and play anywhere, and that's the way it is.
You really think Ronaldo could come in and play right back?
Well, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
whatever position on the pitch they are, like, you can have players. Like, people are probably thinking like, oh, I'd rather get the ball to my striker than my left back. Marcelo has a great shot.
I love Marcelo is a top quality player. As in, Marcelo is the player you want in your team. Every team in the world want Marcelo in their team.
He gets overlooked in some places. Well, people are like, David Alaba is the best left back in the world.
Oh, it's Marcelo.
It is Marcelo. There's no doubt about it. People saying he didn't deserve to be in the team of the year. I'm sorry, but that's a bit of a joke.
Well, I think David Alaba could become better than Marcelo because
he could, yeah.
David Alaba has the years on him. I thought, like, up until like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I thought David Alaba, because he was like, I thought he was like 29 or 28. He's like 24, 25. Like, fuck me.
Yeah, in my opinion, when I was like looking at it, before I gone to see Real Madrid play, I thought the best left back in South America was Felipe Luis. I just thought he was so good. Yeah, because when I see him, he was so solid. If you look at his defensive stats with Atletico Madrid as well, I know stats don't mean everything, but it is really a massive change. I think there was some amount, they conceded so many goals the one season they let Felipe Luis go to Chelsea, and then when he came back, they ended up conceding like, I think 20 or 30 goals less than they had without him. And he is a really good player. His touch is phenomenal. And I thought he was so good. But Marcelo is that and everything better. It's ridiculous. Marcelo can play at number 10 if he wanted to. He does as well, even though he's playing left back. Carvajal as well gets overlooked because Marcelo's the best fullback in that team, obviously. But Carvajal is by far the best right back.
We're talking about League. When was the last time Real Madrid won the league? Was it under Mourinho in 2012?
Was it under Mourinho?
I think it was.
I think maybe it was. I think maybe they won it. They didn't win
no,
it.
12-13, right? 12-13, Barcelona. 13-14 Atletico Madrid.
Then
14-15 Barcelona, 15-16 Barcelona, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time for Real Madrid not to win the league.
Yeah, I think they've got it in the bag this year.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to win it this year. Unless Barcelona make a miraculous turnaround and Real Madrid, lose a couple of games. Like,
you'd think that Barcelona would have the upper
Real Madrid, it looks like the Real Madrid squad has such unity at the moment. I remember when they scored their last goal, their equalising goal in the last minute at the weekend. During the weekend, Sevilla. It meant so much to them, to get that unbeaten record.
Yeah. The way
it's just amazing. As in, I've never been Real Madrid's biggest fan, but it's nice to see the way, because I never thought their players really cared too much. But this squad I'm seeing right now, not just because they've gone on 40 games unbeaten, but they look together. Zidane is a man that cares about Real Madrid as well.
Yeah. I still stand by. I know I'm after singing their praises so much there, but I'm still not a massive fan of Real Madrid. I don't really like their team as in general, because I think they're just they're fans. I'm still sticking by what I said, saying that like a lot of the time they don't celebrate. I told you this yesterday when I went to see them play Granada, and even though it is Granada, first goal that went in, nobody really celebrated apart from the ultras. Nobody really cared.
Yeah, you were saying to me the Real Madrid ultras are pretty good though.
They are good, but like to be fair, the ultras for every club is like good. Like let's be fair. But the rest of the general fans, like if you went to a Chelsea game, somebody scores a goal, everyone jumps up. Like it's not like
I wouldn't say everyone stands.
The majority, yeah, but this is the thing. The people who were there just didn't bother standing up. They just sat down and clapped. Which is like a couple of years ago, I would have been like, okay, fine, that's not too bad. But now, after getting into football a lot more, I feel like it's like
through yours truly.
Yeah, maybe you made me hate it a bit more.
Why?
I would be so much more outgoing with it now if you just didn't correct me on every mistake I made. This is why I'm conquering this episode now, because you haven't prepared. So
you've got one thing. It's 1v1, man.
Yeah, one more than I have ever gotten before.
True, very true.
But no, in general, we're going to finish up with Real Madrid now in a second. Yeah, but the whole thing was, I guarantee if you went to an away game with them, they'd probably be unbelievable. I still think the best atmosphere in Europe is probably Dortmund. Let's be fair, they've got the best fans. You could argue Dortmund and Liverpool, or Crystal Palace, as I said before. But
see, that's from personal experience. I've never been to Anfield. I've never been to the Welsh Stadium, but you've never been to Anfield or Welsh Stadium either.
I know, but every time I see them, the fans just keep going and going, and like you could argue, maybe it's just the way the cameras are putting it on it, but I always think that they're some of the best fans in the world, and I probably wouldn't be surprised if they were. I want to move on to one last thing before we finish up. Wayne Rooney equalled Bobby Charlton's record for Man United with the most goals scored. What do you think of that?
I've never liked Wayne Rooney.
No, I don't dislike Wayne Rooney, but I don't like him at the same time. He's not really a character that like I'd be able to just chat to. Like it just, what are you going to talk to Wayne Rooney about? Let's be fair. Like, so how was the transplant? It's like, what else are you going to say to him?
But like, in fairness, Rooney has had a good career, right? And he nearly joined Chelsea in Mourinho's first season back until David Moyes gave him that 5-year or 6-year contract. But I was talking to a Man United fan recently, and he was saying on a lot of the forums, the Man United fans don't want Rooney there.
Oh yeah, he's well past at this stage. I think like it took him so long to get that goal, and I had to get it against Reading as well, which like let's be fair, aren't a great team in comparison to Man United. And I just can't see him go. Imagine Bobby Charlton having to go to every match like, wait, come on, will you just score it already? I don't want to be at this match anymore. Like, could you imagine him being there? Like him and I feel so sorry for him and Ferguson. Like they have to go to every single match.
They don't have to. They just do.
Well, it's kind of obliged. Like if they weren't there, people are like, oh, he doesn't love the club anymore. He hates it. But like no, it's just that's why I'd be so worried about becoming a legend at like some club that I didn't support, having to go and see them week in week out. Oh yeah, Fulham almost done there, boys. like,
but like very certainly, he has done a lot for Man United. But to be honest, a player should know realistically when his time is up, and I think when Rooney's time has been up for quite a while. The likes of even when Didier Drogba came back for that one season with Chelsea, he made a massive impact.
Yeah.
When Thierry Henry came back with Arsenal, even though I hate that mother trucker, he made a bit of an impact. Wayne Rooney doesn't make that much of an impact as he does. He scores goals, but you want the players that make an impact.
Yeah, I can see like when Thierry Henry and Didier Drogba came back, like they're obviously a massive thing in the dressing room, like because they get the players ready. I just can't imagine Wayne Rooney
being like going like, come on lads, let's go.
Come on boys. It's just like he'd be just sitting. Like I couldn't imagine him using his full vocabulary to like talk to a group of people in the match.
Does he even have a set of full vocabulary?
Oh god, this is just a bullying technique. This is just bullying at the moment. But then again, he's the one on $300,000 a week, and we're just sitting in our bedroom recording a podcast.
Yeah,
anyways.
True.
The other thing, people are making such a massiid deal about it. Like, I get he's equal the record, but he hasn't beaten it. Like, it's probably going to take him another 10 games to score another goal. Let's be fair. I think he better leave after he scores that last goal, because I do not want to. How has he only scored 50 England goals and that's their record? Like, Robbie Keane has scored over 100 for Ireland.
Yeah. Keano!
And people act like when he scored that goal, England, they're the best team in the world. Wayne Rooney's the best striker since sliced bread, mate. And then all of a sudden, like, he's only scored 50 goals. Like, Shea Given has more clean sheets than that. Like, and that's for Ireland. Like, I just don't know. It's just I don't know. People, maybe it's another case of people getting English players a bit too riled up, like, because they're just that.
And Robbie Keane has scored goals against the likes of Germany, Sweden, and loads of other, and like France even. And then you hear Wayne Rooney's like, I scored against San Marino, Andorra, and Montenegro and Slovenia. It's great.
At least when you have Robbie Keane leaving, at least he's leaving a record that'll be hard to beat. Wayne Rooney's left 50 goals for that England squad, and like he's still available for selection. But
Harry Kane will be there.
Yeah, Harry Kane will easily beat. He scored like 5 minutes into his debut. There's no way he's not going to score under 50 goals. I'm surprised other players haven't beaten it before him. Got more than 50 goals, but it just shows like at the moment that like
English shy.
Yeah, let's be fair. But no, maybe they'll have a miraculous comeback. Maybe Dele Alli will bring his form to the English stage. But let's be fair, Wembley isn't a place where Tottenham players seem to win games, is it? But yeah, anyways, that's about it. Anyways, do you have anything else to say before we go?
I did, I think. Let me. And League of Ireland, let's talk about that.
Well, what do you want to say about it?
Well, I thought you might have a bit of info. I just mentioned that info after.
Oh, well, let's be fair. Like Dundalk, they're not going to win the league. Cork are probably going to win it, or Shamrock Rovers. That's basically it, really, isn't it? Dundalk. Imagine if Dundalk got relegated.
They're not going to get relegated.
No, could you imagine it? Cork City signed some French lad champion. That's probably the closest to Europe they've ever been.
He's like a Rovers.
I know, that's the closest we ever got to Europe. It's the way it's going to go.
No, but seriously, with the League of Ireland, okay, you know what? We usually leave these podcasts for about an hour, and I don't know. Oh, we're about
48 minutes.
48 minutes in. So I think we might, like you said, just kill it there. Might bring the League of Ireland in the next episode. Yeah,
one more thing I want to mention is, just actually there's something I want to talk about before we go. League of Ireland players that aren't actually like Irish or English. Like Dundalk, let's say they got to Europe this year. Probably the closest they're ever going to get to Europe again is probably Sava, their Italian goalkeeper, on the bench. At least for a while. Anyways, I feel sorry for Dundalk fans because like they've done so well in the last 3 years, and now it's just like off they go, let them free, and they all just go off to random clubs, and then Dundalk fans are just sitting here like, David, please stay. Evan, join us. The entire thing, it's just gonna be, I feel sorry for them, but let's be fair, Cork City or Shamrock Rovers are probably going to have it in the bag this year.
I think Shamrock Rovers are.
Bohemians are probably going to get relegated, unfortunately.
I know!
And then it's going to be 10 teams next year, so we'd have even more excitement that time. Unfortunately.
I think Spurs win the league in 2018, I hope.
Yeah, the first division. Limerick went unbeaten. Well, not unbeaten, they had a record number of points, and it was ridiculous. Limerick, they probably finished mid-table. Limerick finished mid-table. I like Limerick as a side. Anyways, going to finish it up there. If you guys want to leave any more things you want us to talk about later on in the podcast, I know a couple of people have been sending me on things to talk about, maybe like the likes of Adam Lallana and things. We talk about them next week. Come back, because probably a couple more transfers will have gone through by then. Yeah, so anyways, anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Yeah, in 2 weeks' time, we're doing an Arsenal episode.
Oh yes, this is going to be very fun. Big shout out to Jack Breslin before we leave, because he is going to be coming on. He's going over to Arsenal Burnley, which you could argue isn't the best Arsenal game to go to, but if they lose that, we can get some juicy stuff on the next week's podcast.
You probably won't come on.
Oh no, Jack will come on. Jack sent me on a few things he wants to talk about. Anyways, talking about like Wilshire's loan thing and everything. So we've got some good topics for that week. That'll be the weekend
of the 28th of January.
Yes, probably being recorded on the 29th, which should be the Sunday or the Saturday, either or. But anyways, we will get it recorded then, and you guys have something to look forward to. That'll be our first guest on the podcast as well. We should have brought him on this episode. Fourth episode with an Arsenal fan. That would have been
damn it, yeah!
That would have been so good, but unfortunately we couldn't get him on this weekend. I thought, when I was asking, probably better to have him on after a game so he gives us a bit of a rundown, like what the atmosphere is kind of like there at the moment.
So he's going over this weekend or next weekend?
He's going over on the 22nd to see them play.
Next weekend.
Yeah, so that'll be all to look forward to. Again, anything you want to talk about, football related or non-football related, leave down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Bye.